I am not seeing that will on the part of the security agencies and on the part of the leaders in the north. Because when Jonathan was building schools in the north, northern elders condemned him. We shouldn't be building schools. We don't need schools.
What then did they prefer?
Because they feel that you cannot easily control a learned person. An educated person will know his right. So they don't want their people to get this education so that they will know their right. So that's why they condemned Jonathan for building schools. Understand? And this Boko Haram thing is also against Western education. But one funny thing is that you are condemning Western education. You are using Western-made tools. The gun that they are using were made in Europe and America. Understand? And you still don't want them. So for me, there should be this will to stop this banditry. There must be this will to ensure that these people goes to school. Okay, this school feeding thing. They are saying in the north that they are feeding children so that food will entice them to go
to school.
It's wrong. Very, very wrong.
People should want to go to school to learn.
Understand me? So which means when food stop, they will stop going. Understand? They should be taught the advantages of education. What education can do to human beings, the liberation, the change. Because education is all about all-round education, that the training of the mind and the body. Understand? So, but some of these people don't want it. The leaders don't want it. They only want it for their children, so that their children will continue to rule others. Their children will continue to dominate others. And that's what is happening over there.
Okay, then let's move on to our very next topic on the recap this evening. Return seized food items to owners. President Tinubu directs Nigerian Customs. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service said during an interface with residents of border communities in Katsina State that the President had directed them to return all seized food items to the owners on the condition that they would be sold in Nigerian markets to boost food sufficiency. So is this what we call in pidgin parlance? You don't change mouth?
Well, this is a government of policy somersault. They will say one thing in the morning, then say a different thing in the afternoon, and say a different thing in the evening. So, customs seized food. The initial thing was that customs are going to sell the food that they sell. Understand? Because and the custom don't just seize food. What they seize is contrabands. That's school food that maybe don't have, either are not in the best of state, or is not allowed into the country. So when you begin that, you tell them that is to return contraband items back to the owners, which means you have approved it. That is what it means.
So the reason given is not good enough, saying you're not allowed to export this, rather sell it to Nigerians.
Again, on that one, it is Nigeria is a member of the WTO, World Trade Organization, and we are signatory to World Trade Organization, WTO, and it says that every member country has the power to sell their food anywhere in the world. Understand me? That every member country, so Nigerians has the power to sell their food anywhere they want in the world. So when you begin to restrict, you are now going against the tenets of WTO. That's why Chinese are here. You cannot stop them. That's why Indians are here. You cannot stop them because they are members of the WTO. Now, giving restriction is still going against what you signed. That's by being a member of WTO. So for me, you cannot tell somebody where to sell his or her food. You cannot tell somebody where to sell his or her food.
You know, Mr. Naske, there is a what is called a consolidated version of Nigeria's Export Prohibition Act. Now, this act actually prohibits the exportation of certain food commodities, including beans, cassava tubers, maize, rice, yam, tuber, all products or derivative, anything you can get from these products, including, you know, like you can get gari from cassava, right? You're not allowed to export all of these things out of the country. Does the WTO not recognize these country laws and acts?
Once you sign to WTO, you have to abide by their rules and regulations. And what it means is that you are to sell to any member country. So this thing that they are just doing is a kind of emergency rules that they don't even abide by. Our food products, our yam, are being sold in the United States. They are being sold in UK. Once they meet the required international standard, they can sell anywhere in the world. They can sell anywhere in the world, and those that meet this standard are being sold anywhere in the world.
And so if this is the reason why they're saying, okay, you know what, don't take this out of the country, is that to say they are abiding by the Nigeria's own laws but contravening the World Trade Organization's laws?
One, none of that is holding, because they just want to tell you that feed yourself with what you have. If you want to do that, you have to resign your membership of the WTO. You cannot be serving two masters at the same time.
In order for Nigeria to prevent the export of some of her food commodities, she has to resign her membership of the World Trade Organization.
Right.
Is that to say we are not allowed to have our own import and export laws because we are part of this organization?
You've already signed membership to an organization. When this was signed under Obasanjo, I strongly opposed it, because you don't sign this if you are not a producing nation. You don't join WTO if you are not a producing nation, because other countries of the world are going to use your country as a dumping area. And that's what China has done. That's what India has done. So you go to Shanghai and import a container of products. That has given them the impression that this product is selling in Nigeria. They will do 20 containers and bring down here. So that's why Chinese businessmen are taking over everywhere in the country, and you cannot really stop them, because they are also signatory to the WTO, just as we. Understand? So we cannot stop them, because both of us signed to that agreement that we can sell in their country, they can also sell in our country and other countries. So
underlying factor saying return these goods to the owners and tell them to sell it in Nigerian markets, was that a good or a bad move?
It's the panic moves that this government has been making. All they have been making since 9 or 10 months ago is panic decisions.
What makes this a panic decision?
One, you say that customs should sell seized food items, and they wanted that to sell. 7 people died on the spot. Then later you now say, look, customs return the food items that you seized from people back to them. This is a panic move. You don't do this with reason. Understand? These are panic decisions. Even the opening of the border is also a panic decision. Now they have opened the border. Niger say that nothing from Nigeria will go over to their own country.
Even with the opening of the border.
Yes, they say nothing from Nigeria will go to their country. So
they're not even interested in whether Nigeria.
They are not interested at all. I say that the president humiliated himself by going to open that border. He ate his words by going to open that border. It was a panic move. So all that they have been doing since they came into power has been panic move. What they have been doing with the Naira is panic move. All they have been doing since they come into power has been panic move. Just like people who are not ready for something.
Again, I ask, what makes this a panic move? Or was it the inconsistency in saying seize them and then saying, okay, release them? Is this not good news for the people who are trying to smuggle out those products in the first place? Before
you take an action, think through it. Think through it. When you take a decision in the morning and change it in the afternoon, something is wrong. You didn't think through that decision. Even the removal of subsidy was also a panic move.
Okay, then you're listening to the recap right here on Voice After People 90.3 FM at exactly 5 p.m. on the dot. The phone lines will be open so that we can hear from you, a Voice After People after all, and we definitely want to hear your voice. You can find us on YouTube at VOP 903 FM. Just type into your search bar VOP 903 FM and you get to see what's going on in the studios live and direct. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu. I am your host, and if you're just joining us, you've missed quite a bit, but sit tight. It has been and will continue to be an enlightening and eye-opening program right here on the recap. Okay, let's move on to the issue of student loans. I'm trying to find the silver lining in this student loan issue, but I really cannot. The federal government has postponed the launch of the Nigerian Student Loan Scheme indefinitely. Now, the executive secretary of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Akintunde Soya, made this known during the week, and he said that this is because they want to roll it out in a more meaningful, a comprehensive, wholesome, and sustainable way. From October to January, from January to March 14.
From September.
From September rather to January. From January to March 14. Now on March 13, you're coming out to tell us, oh, it's been postponed indefinitely. Why wait one day to the time of launch before you do that? And again, I ask Mr. Noski, what about the funds that has been allocated for the student loan in the budget? And what about all the schools that have increased their fees and are not bringing them down anytime soon?
Well, for me, this is also part of the panic moods when you don't think through an action that you want to take. Now, according to them, this students loan, which I'm strongly against
from the beginning,
because when you check top 10 universities in Africa, Nigeria is not among them. Top 10 universities in Africa, Nigeria is not among them. Of the top 10 universities in Africa, 7 is in South Africa. Cairo University is number 5. That's Cairo University in Egypt. Makerere University in Uganda is number 7. Then University of Nairobi in Kenya is number 8. So we are nowhere among the 10 top universities in Africa
to roll out a scheme like this.
Understand me? We are not. So how do you know top universities is by funding schools that are well funded? If you want to check the ranking of Nigeria in the world universities, we are around 1,700 and something. So imagine Nigeria claiming to be the giant of Africa, and among top 10 universities, none of our universities is there. Uganda is there, Kenya is there, Egypt is there, then South Africa. Nigeria is not even there.
So top 10 universities in the world, and most of them or all of them are in Africa. Okay, top 10 in Africa.
In Africa. Understand me? Top 10 universities in Africa. Nigeria is not there. But Cairo University is there. Uganda, which we are seen as that we are better than Uganda. Their Makerere University is ranked higher than any university in the country, in Nigeria. University of Nairobi in Kenya is ranked higher than any university in Nigeria. It is a big shame. It is a very big shame. That's why you can hardly compete when you go outside this country. Understand me? That is why you can hardly compete whenever you go outside this country.
Hardly compete in the academic sphere?
Academic sphere. Understand me? Understand? And we have been doing, as a child, when we were growing up down there in Nsukka, my father doesn't care about his child coming first, second, or third. No. Understand? Because to him, the child can be in the midst of dons. Understand? And come first, which means being the best among the worst. Understand me? So that you come first doesn't excite my father. The question is this: those subjects, what is your score in those subjects? What did you score in maths? What did you score in English? Understand me? What do you score in your subjects? What's your score? What is your total average? Not your position. Because you might be in the midst of dunces and you come out first. You'll be thinking that you are intelligent, you are brilliant. When you go to where intelligent people are, you cannot compete. So that's exactly what is happening in the bigger picture of Nigeria. Here we think that we are big, we have big universities, but when we go out, we can see that we are nowhere. Imagine Uganda ranking higher than any university in Nigeria. Kenya ranking higher than any university in Nigeria. Egypt ranking higher than any university in Nigeria. It is a shame. So what I've been saying is our schools need to be funded. The money that you are budgeting for this scam called the Student Loan Scheme, send it to universities, let them use it for research and other things. That's how we can boost our universities. And not when somebody graduates, he has nothing upstairs. Because for now, our university graduates are like secondary school people in the 80s. Understand me? Currently, our university graduates are like secondary school graduates in the 80s. So they should stop this and think of a better way. Then going by it is only somebody who just want to end his life in ruin that will go and sign for anybody in their student loan scheme. You know,
Mr. Maske, just after it was announced that the scheme had been postponed indefinitely, it was taken back, to the National Assembly so they could look through it again and pass second reading on that same day. I think it was you and I on the news that day when this came up, right? When this particular thing came up, and I asked the question, this act has already been signed, the funding has been earmarked for it, why take it back to the Senate to the extent that it passes second reading in that same day? Do you see the scheme kicking off anytime soon again, even as the year progresses?
They can still run it out, but it's going to be a failed scheme. It is going to be a failed scheme. It is going to be like subsidy for them to fund their pockets. Because one, those people, those in the presidency, in the National Assembly, their children are not schooling in Nigeria, and they cannot think well for others. Understand? So in America, where this idea was borrowed, it is causing serious trouble there. United States have about 4 trillion unpaid student loan. In America, where there's a job, where there's enabling environment and everything, students who borrow that loan are still finding it difficult to pay. Now imagine in Nigeria where a graduate is not sure of getting job in the next 5-10 years. So for me, it is not a good idea. It should be jettisoned. They should throw it away.
All right. Someone sent a message on WhatsApp saying University of Ibadan is one of the top 10 universities in Africa.
100% lie. 100% lie. The last 10 is University of South Africa. Let him go and Google it again. There's no Nigerian university there. Outside South Africa, what we have is Cairo University in Egypt, Makerere University in Uganda, and University of Nairobi in Kenya. There's no Ibadan anywhere. There's no university in Nigeria that is among them.
So Nigerian universities can only compete amongst each other, and not with universities
average
from other countries.
Average competes with average.
Okay, then you're listening to the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM at exactly 5 p.m. The phone lines will be open so we can take your calls, your opinions, your ideas, your thoughts, and your suggestions on every issue we are discussing and will be discussing today. Let us move forward in the conversation. Southern Senators Revive Forum appoint Abiru as chairman. Senators from the southern part of the country have revived their forum. They met for the first time on the platform of the Southern Senators Forum to inaugurate this 9 months after the inauguration of the 10th Assembly, and they elected as their chairman Senator Adetokunbo Abiru of APC Lagos East. Senate leader Okpeyemi Bamidele, addressing the forum, said it had been in existence since the 9th Senate and it is not a newly formed group. If that's the case, Mr. Noske, why did they wait until the whole issue with the Northern Senators Forum to come back and revive the Southern Senators Forum?
It was also revived out of panic.
Out of panic?
It was revived out of panic.
Are you saying the Southern Senators did not see a reason to unite until panic set in? And
it was revived out of panic. They felt that the Northern Senators Forum is a threat to Akpabio. They felt that the Northern Senators Forum is a threat to Akpabio.
In what way?
That they want to kick Akpabio out.
Kick Akpabio out and bring in who?
It's as easy as that. Understand me? So Akpabio has to beg them to revive this, just as to counter the Northern Senators Forum. That's the only reason. So they did that just to kind of build a fence for Akpabio. That is the only reason. And it was after his visit to Bodamed Tinubu that he came out and formed this. It wasn't there before. They didn't see any need before, but when they saw how the Northern senators are deliberating, moving, fear caught him. And mind you, the same Okpeyemi and Bamidele told Akpabio that they want to impeach him before June. So Bamidele told Akpabio that they want to remove him before June. So he was now looking for how to solidify his stay. That's what led to the formation, to the revival of the Southern Senators Forum. So
are you saying that if that were not the case, the Southern Senators did not see a reason to unite before now?
It's a panic. It was revived out of necessity. Understand? It was done in panic. Look, these people have converged. We need to do something about it. Understand? So it's not that they are coming for the interest of the people. is just for themselves, basically to save Akpabio.
But if that were the case, right, you talk about the convergence of the northern senators with the whole senator, now suspended Senator Ningi issue. They didn't even rally behind him, right? They literally disowned him and saying he's not speaking for us. So where is the unity that the southern senators want to emulate?
Don't worry. Northern politicians are more strategic than the southern politicians.
So you feel that they intentionally did not rally behind Ningi for now?
Understand me? They are more strategic than the southern politicians. They are more sophisticated, far more sophisticated than the southern politicians.
What is your example of that strategy or sophistication that you talk about?
What did Tinubu score that's in the southwest in his presidential election? 25%. Understand? What did he score in the southwest? 25%. In the north, he scored 65%.
So that's to say they not gave him, most of his votes, right?
Because they decided that they want a change. That is all. If they don't want it, he will not have gotten it. Understand me? They decided that they want a change, and what they gave to him, they can also give to any other person anytime, any day.
So you feel that if they converge, if they come together, they can remove Akpabio if they want to?
Southern senators are just 51. So the majority, and we have 109 senators. So minus a 51 from 109, the majority is up there.
That's about 58 people.
So any time that they decided that Akpabio will go.
Is this forum enough to stop that if that were the case?
I'm telling you, any day they not say that Akpabio will go. Akpabio is there at their own mercy.
Whether or not the southern senators form a forum.
Whether or not this forum exists or not, any day that they and they can still get southern senators to join them anytime, any day.
9 minutes before 5 p.m. right here on the number one station that gives you a voice. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I'm your host. My name is Ijeoma Egwuatu, and the program you're now tuned into is called The Recap. This is where we discuss major issues that made the headlines during the week, and we'll now take our final topic for the evening. Former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode has accused the international communities and their agencies of culpability in the recent spate of mass abductions of pupils and children by terrorists in Nigeria. Now, we do know that in the last few weeks, there's been massive abduction of school children in northern Nigeria, in Borno State, in Kaduna, and in Sokoto State. FFK, as he's called by many, following the initials of his name, in reaction to these, what we can actually call an embarrassing security situation. Femi Fani-Kayode has accused international communities, saying they have motives that are beyond the financial gain. He is suggesting that their involvement is to destabilize Nigeria and to discredit the government. Now, the former minister claimed that the abductions were orchestrated to harm the leadership of President Bola Tinubu and potentially lead to the dissolution of the country. Mr. Anoskin, is this a disillusion? Because what do you mean by Western nations are the ones who are causing the recent mass abductions in Nigeria? We've been having insecurity issues for the longest time. What do you mean? Is it Western nations too that are responsible for bandits, Boko Haram, and all of that?
Well, because Fani-Kayode is an extremist, and he is looking for political appointment from Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
What do you mean by he's an extremist?
He is an extremist. He always take everything to the extreme. Understand? So and in his desperate bid, he can say anything
So you feel that this is just him overthinking the situation?
The issue is he's looking for political appointment. He wants to look good. That's on the side of the president. But we know that what is happening in Nigeria is failure of security. What is happening in the country is a failure of the security in the country. Because as I keep on saying, Kaduna is at the middle of the country. Kaduna is not at the border with any other country, as if to say that that these children have been moved to the other country, that you don't have access to them anymore.
So they are in Nigeria?
They are in Kaduna, understand me? They are in Kaduna, but I am aware that they use Chibok girls to discredit Jonathan's government. Understand? They use Chibok girls to discredit Jonathan's government, to make Jonathan look bad, look weak, look incompetent. So that is what this Fani Kayode is thinking.
But if a government that is unable to protect its people, is that not incompetence? That's unable to solve security challenges that have been bedeviling the country for years. It's
a mark of failure. It's a mark of failure. So, but the problem with these people is finding difficult to accept responsibility.
Oh, shifting blame is where the problem is.
Finding difficult to accept what happened is failure of the Nigeria security system, not being able to be proactive. That is what is happening. So I don't see any Western power trying to destabilize Nigeria or anything. So it is a failure of our security system. We should try to call a spade a spade.
Okay then. So what you spoke about extremism, when you first of all started your session on this. When we try to shift blames, because now they've blamed Buhari, they have blamed Emefiele, now they are blaming Western powers. At what point do we come together and say, okay, let's sit down and actually, let's have better reasoning and look for ways to reduce this to the barest minimum if we cannot fully eradicate it? At what point will each government, and not just this administration, even the ones after it, begin to take responsibility and say, okay, I'm not the one that sent them to go and kidnap your children, but I understand that this has happened during my administration as president of the country, as governor of the state, and I will do all I can to make sure that they return. I mean, it's been 1 week, Mr. Anuski, and for every day they spend there, the people at home, the parents who send their children to school in the morning, not knowing they will not come back at the end of the day, they're languishing in pain and agony, and not even think of the kids themselves who are in the forest. At what point should we begin to expect accountability from the federal government? There
must be political will, first of all. There must be that. You must have this ownership spirit, that you are in power, and whatever happens in the country happen under your watch, and as such you must take responsibility. That's where it must start.
Taking responsibility starts from having the political will.
That is the beginning, and no other way.
To do what needs to be done in order for the people to actually feel better about being citizens of their country.
There must be political will that I'm now in charge of this space called Nigeria, and whatever happened in Nigeria, I am responsible, I am accountable.
Why do you think that political will is missing in the first place? Because, I mean, why go through the stress of campaigning and spending money to come in, to become the heads, to become chairman, governor, president, knowing fully well that you may not do, you won't put all of yourself and all of your heart into doing it?
Well, some people just want to maybe upgrade their CV. Former president former governor, former senator, understand? That is number one. Then number two, to make money for themselves and their children. Not really that they are there for the interest of the masses.
And what can the masses do if this is a situation? Because no matter how we want to look at it, governmental policies affect us in more ways than we can express. Right, government policies affect us so much. It's just like what we talked about. There's a difference between exporting and smuggling. Now, if you're exporting what the government says don't export, it becomes smuggling. Right. So, what can the masses do while we're waiting for the government to do their part? What is our own part to play? And when we're not getting what we need to get or what we feel we ought to get, what can be done?
Well, for me, there's nothing that the masses can do. What? Because from the beginning, the masses has compromised. When you send your mandate, when you collect 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira from a politician, you have compromised. You have gotten what you need to get for the next 4 years. So even if you want to do anything, your conscience will be judging you, because from the beginning, you have compromised, and the person who gave you that money feels that he has taken care of you. Therefore, he's going there to take care of himself. So spiritually, Nigerians are weakened. There's nothing much that they can do. And are the party in power? Because if this thing has happened under a PDP government, APC would have politicized it. If the kidnapping of the Kaduna children happened under PDP, APC would have been shouting at the rooftop by now. Understand me? Ojota would have been occupied. Ego Square, that's Abuja, has been occupied. But now it seems as if all is well in the country. Understand? So PDP doesn't know how to act as a opposition. That's why things are still quiet in the country. But there's nowhere in the world that 287 school children will be kidnapped and the country will be quiet. There's nowhere in the court.
There should be an uproar.
There's nowhere in the world except in Nigeria. There's nowhere in the world except in primary school children. 287, and it's if the Nigeria is moving on as if nothing happened, and the security agencies are telling us that they have been moved to area where it's difficult to access.
Can we say it's because Nigerians have become almost immune to this tragic news because we hear them every other day? Well,
they may not like that the word that I will want to use. So
glad you're not using it. 1 minute past 5 p.m. By my time, right here on the recap this beautiful Saturday evening. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I've been your host, and the voice you've been hearing. Also, my analyst is Mr. Peter Anosake, development economist, acclaimed author. He's the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments and Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMITED, a federal government agency in charge of small and medium scale enterprises in the country. It is now time for me to pick your calls. We are voice of the people after all. How can we be voice of people if we don't get to hear your voice? I mean, so call me up. I'm so sure you've been blowing up the phone lines, and it is time for me to finally hear your voice. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. I definitely want to hear from you. If you would rather send a message to our WhatsApp platforms, it is to 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. Call me up and let's have candid conversations right here on the recap. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Like I said, you can also send me a message, shoot me a message on our WhatsApp platform. It is to 0817 175 6338 0817 175 6338. That's the number to send a WhatsApp message to. We're live on YouTube, and I want to say thank you to everyone watching us from Nigeria and the diaspora on our YouTube platform. You can also drop your comment, and we'll take your comment right here on the program. Okay, so there's a news item here, and I just wanted to quickly talk about the Stormy Sanders case. Said that is coming from Senator Ned Nwoko, saying Boko Haram are Nigerians who are affected by the poor economy. Why kill them? A terrorist who goes to somebody's house and burns it down, rapes his wife, and drags his children into the bush. I mean, what's the best punishment for such?
Well, for me, I don't really know why Ned Nwoko should say that, because terrorists are dangerous to the country. The terrorists are enemies of the country, and you don't condone evil, you eliminate evil. So anywhere they are seen, they should be killed, because if you don't kill them, they will kill you. Their mission is to destroy. So I wonder why maybe he hasn't been a victim of any of such, because they say who knows it feels it.
You know, he's also advocated for the legalization of firearms in Nigeria.
So why are you asking for firearms? Understand? So this there are contradictions. This is their contradiction. You have been asking for legalization of firearms to carry it as a walking stick or what?
As a walking stick. Okay, then 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. I'm here to take your calls. Okay, to send the message on WhatsApp, it is to 0817 175 6338. Stay with us, just listening to the recap. Okay, then I can see your messages coming in on our WhatsApp platforms. Do keep them coming. Who's my first caller for the evening? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello?
Hi there. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Can you hear me? I can hear you. How come you can't hear me? Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hi, Ijeoma.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
This is Remy.
Welcome to the program, Remy. Calling Akoka, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I think everything rises and falls on leadership. And it's so unfortunate. Nigeria is unlucky to have a bad leadership. if I'm to say. The case of Ningi, the moment he brought that case up in the chamber, look at the response of Bamidele, the senator. Instantly, he went through the ethnic route. He was playing the ethnic card instead of facing the substance of the case brought up. What is my business if they want to unseat the Southern Senate president? When it's time to share money, they are all one. But when it's time to deal with good governance, that is when they realize they should play the ethnic card. And Nigerians should be careful not to fall for that card. What is the substance in the case Nidi brought up? That should be our concern, not whether they are playing the card.
That is, he was suspended without, proper investigation into the issues that he brought up.
They should have dealt with the substance, but they are trying to play the ethnic card. And look at even the response he gave. He said we should give them 12 months if the 500 million naira that was spoken about will be used judiciously. Okay, the person who raised that issue, was it from the north as well? Chama? Senator Jaribe, what was his name? That is that
Jaribe, yes, Jaribe Agom.
So Nigerians should be circumspect. You shouldn't fall for this ethnic card. They understand us better. They either use the ethnic card or the religious card. And even if you could listen to what he said, also, he was even referring to Mingin as his brother. Also, so these guys are one. But whenever they want to deceive Nigerians, they play the ethnic card. They know it easily fall for that. And what has that got to do with? Look, I mean, the Yoruba person, Tinubu becoming the president. What good has that done for me? Am I buying rice cheaper? Am I buying anything cheaper? That is by the side. It's so unfortunate the government is yet to address the revelations about custom. I don't know if you saw the revelations 2-3 weeks ago. And the journalist that is being interviewed every and there. Up till now, the government is yet to see anything concerning that. And they did the same thing under Buhari too when David Udeyin brought up this case of NASCO Foods sponsoring terrorism. I don't know if you can recall, I think 2 or 3 years ago. He came up and he said he was ready. NASCO threatened to sue him. Up to now, they didn't sue him. The Buhari government said nothing about that case. And we are complaining about terrorism. We've seen so many light to this issue. The case of IBDND smuggling firearms into the country. And you are wondering why you have firearms everywhere and there. So we have the answers before us, only if we choose to feign ignorance. The customs are fully involved in this. So I don't know what named names. He named names. It's been on different media platforms to defend this case. Government is yet to say anything about
what you're saying is that the federal government should take revelations from independent investigative journalists very seriously. But that has not been done.
Shouldn't they? What they are doing is they are trying to distract us with so many things. They are trying to distract us, and we are so busy with the things that are inconsequential. Why? Guns are they smuggling into the country. This is it's leading to kidnappings and the like. Why can't you put in that 400 names were sent to Nigeria? Are we spoken about that? So we are yet to deal with issues and we're complaining about the outcome of those issues. It will keep festering. Have they done anything about the 400 names given to us by UAE? No. So we have issues the government choose not to address. And you're complaining about terrorism. It will keep to fester. And it's as if the government is complicit in this. Because if they are not, they should have done something.
Okay, Remy.
People do say it is not about the leadership. It's about the leadership. Look at Argentina.
Thank you.
We voted in the president almost the same time. Look at the inflation rate of Argentina compared to Nigeria. It's about leadership. It is about leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uluwara Mileko, for calling all the way from Akoka. It is always a pleasure when we get to hear from you. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's your name and location, please?
This is Ola from Surulere.
Welcome, Ola. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Number one, the wrong comparison of Nigeria with Argentina. Nigeria is in a better situation than Argentina. Argentina have inflation rate over 250%. Nigeria inflation rate is just 31%.
Just?
Which that was February inflation rate. By the time March inflation rate comes out, it's going to go down. So Argentina are not doing well at all. Number one, people are talking about cutting costs. There's difference between cutting costs and cutting wastages. If you are cutting costs, the money you're supposed to spend, if you don't spend it, the economy will contract. People will suffer more. So it's this from cutting wastages. Wastages is the money that not meant to be spent, that has been spent, that are being stolen. That is wastages. So people should understand when they are talking about comparing Nigeria with Argentina. No, Nigeria is in a better situation than Argentina. Then on the issue of Lingi, Lingi is the one that started with the ethnic card. He claimed that he was talking on behalf of the Northern Senator Forum to tell us that the Southwest benefited, the South benefited more than the North. So that is the reason why Senator Bamidele has to go the route he went. So it's Lingi that first played the ethnic card. And then what is the substance from what he was complaining about, which he could not give them evidence? They gave him time to prove himself in that Senate hall. Just carry so many books, he could not even prove any. When Senator Amilekon were able to explain to him the 3.7 that they are complaining about, the 3.7 trillion you are complaining about, these are the statutory first line transfer, which they don't have their detail in the federal government budget. If you want the detail, you go to those agencies like judiciary, like INEC. You go there and get the detail if you want it. But the sum will be included in the national budget. So then they talk about budget padding. Constituency project. Is it not the one that they used to help us tie all the roads in Surulere and give us streets like that we are enjoying in Surulere? So if your senator or your House of Reps did not spend their own wealth, hold them accountable. It's not the constituency project is not a problem. It's a very good thing. The local government has gone comatose. And if that money is not used for constituency project, it will still not come to the local government, because I can hear some people say they should give it to local. It cannot come to local government because there are 3 tiers of government which they will share their allocation. Local government has collected their allocation and they are not doing anything with it. State has collected their allocation, they are not doing anything with it. So the one we are benefiting and the one our senator, our House of Reps are giving us. Like if you have 40 transformer in your area, they will give you transformer. If you have, you can easily reach them, that even the local government chairman. So what are we saying? Constituency project is good. They should continue it. They should be more transparent, and the inflation of contract, that's where we need to even talk and be able to make sure that they are not inflating the contract.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ola, for calling all the way from Surulere. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call to be a part of the conversation. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
I'm Benji from Surulere.
Welcome to the program. Let's hear from you.
I only want to correct the man on 2 issues. The top 10 universities in Africa, Ibadan, is between number 7 and number 8. Please, I'm correcting him 100%.
Okay.
And also, I also want to tell him that the Northern senators may not have the power or the number to remove the Senate president. You don't remove the Senate president by majority votes. You remove the Senate president by 2/3 majority. You can only elect the Senate president by majority votes. I just want him to know that. I also want to correct him that every Nigerian are equals. Every Nigerian are equals. Take the word of extremists to call Vanessa is too bad. That man is not better than every other Nigerian.
Did you hear his explanation though? Did you hear his explanation though?
Madam, let us understand the word extremist.
Okay.
Let us understand the English for extremist. Vanessa is a Nigerian. He has every right to juggle for government position to look for it.
Okay.
He has every right. Like every other person, you don't have to call him name because you believe he's a politician opposition or you want to do this. Every other person need it. Me, I need it. If I have the opportunity to need it, I will go for it.
I was going to ask you, but you already answered my unanswered question. My unasked question rather.
So what I'm trying to say is that when you analyze what you don't know, don't tell people that you know. Just simply because Nigerians are far better than you. There are so many educated Nigerians that are far more educated than that man, are much intelligent than him. So you should not put Nigerians in a wrong state when they give you to analyze what you don't know, what you know, you know. I'm telling you what I'm telling you is a real truth. That if you go, I travel to so many places, you have to tell anybody the truth. They don't use that word for Nigerian again. I said Nigerian is extremist. You don't make a statement to Nigeria.
Okay.
Because you are not better than any Nigerian.
All right.
So
thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for your call. 0700 903 903 903. Mr. Noske, you want to respond to that?
I want to respond. Femi Fani-Kayode is an extremist. All right. He's a desperado.
All right.
Understand me? He's a man without integrity. Integrity is very far from him. Understand?
Mr. Noske, those are your personal opinions. The way you see him, the kind of person that he is.
Fani-Kayode is an extremist.
All right, you don't have to keep repeating that.
He's a man without integrity. He's a desperado.
Okay.
Understand?
Now we know that this is the way you feel about him, right? Yes, and that's why when you use the word extremist and you explain that he has extreme opinions on issues, I think we have negative connotations around that word because it is used for people with extreme religious beliefs, people with just have extreme thoughts on certain situations. Pardon me for interjecting, please. Let me hear from you.
Can you can Google it? Google 10 top universities.
Top 10 universities in Africa. All right, let's take calls while we do that.
Because when these people that are being given 20,000 a month to be calling on radio stations talk, you always know.
Mr. Noske, that's quite a heavy allegation. How do you know these are not just common Nigerians?
And he is one of them. There are those that are being given 20,000 naira every month to be calling on radio station to be defending the government.
Mr. Noske, is it difficult?
Whenever they talk, we know.
Is it difficult to believe that people hold certain opinions for us to always think, they were paid to think like this?
Imagine an idiot. Can he compete with me?
All right then. 0700 903 903 903. Please, callers and even the analysts, do not use upsetting or abusive words or curse words on anybody on this show. Please, everybody, callers and even the analysts. Mr. Noske, please. Yeah, I'm doing that. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call to be a part of the program. Let's hear from you. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
This is Felix from Boko.
Welcome, Felix. Let's hear from you.
Okay. The type of analysis you normally bring to this voice of people radio, I don't like it. This Mr. Noske, I normally listen to his analysis. He's always take with the way he analyze issue. If we not verify issue, we don't analyze it, talk anyhow. Look at the way he's calling that man idiot. I can call somebody idiot on radio. I call somebody idiot on radio because the person did not follow your line. Because the person follow your line and you don't call the person idiot. I don't like the way you analyze the issue.
Pardon
you
us.
you bring equality. You cannot even bring somebody from another DT. If you to other radio station, they bring somebody from different people.
We always do. Oh my God! Tell us you don't listen to Voice of the People as much. Tell us you don't listen to Voice. Have you heard of Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid? Now that one I wouldn't even agree. I wouldn't even agree. But thank you for your opinion. Thank you.
Maybe go to her.
You're not allowed to do that, and I'm not going to pick your call again. I'm going to take note of your number, and I'm not going to pick your call anymore. I just said don't use curse words, don't use abusive words. What did we do? What did I do? Now this is an allegation that we're always facing all the time, and that's why I say, tell me you don't listen to Voice of the People as much as you claim to do. We do try our best to bring analysts from different sectors most of the time. In fact, most of the people, we don't even know them and they don't know us, but we know they have a wealth of experience, and so we bring them. Okay, so the last caller, unfortunately you're not allowed to call again, and I don't really expect you to. I'm sorry you feel that way, but please do not call on my show and tell me to go to hell. Don't do that. All right, welcome to the recap. Good evening.
This is Remy.
Welcome back, Remy. Let's hear from you.
If I have a superior opinion, just ability. All I have to do is to table my superior opinion. Though I'm not okay with some of with the way Mr. Anosike went with the word by qualifying the one of the courts agreed, but one doesn't make it right. And those who are trying to hate this is not the first time. It's not just about Anosike. They don't like the objectivity of your programs. We know those who are paid. We know them. We have some of them friends. All they do is we know them by names. They present objective views. They too will call and tackle your views, not with your opinion, but with reward.
Oh dear, Remy, I believe the network situation that's affecting almost the whole world at this point is also affecting our communication with you. Do give me a call back. I definitely want to hear from you. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. 0700 903 903 903. I'm about to take your call, and I'm begging you, please do not use curse words, don't use abusive words on this program. All right, but for the callers, for the analysts, and even for myself, the presenter, of course I know I will not do that, but please do not use curse words, don't use abusive words. As you can hear, even my analyst, I'm warning him, please don't use abusive words on this program. It is not allowed. If you want to disagree objectively, okay, for everyone, please. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear myself in your background. Please turn on the volume on your radio set.
Yeah, Mr. Darlington.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. What's your name and location, please?
Yes, this is Charles Bernard. I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, welcome, Mr. Charles. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I believe on what the man on the studio is saying. Why people got confused is that they believe that Nigeria, being the giant of Africa, that everything Nigeria will come first. So that is why they got angry. But being a big country in the most biggest country in the Africa, even though they have one as University of Nigeria Ibadan, it's still not enough. South Africa have like 5, because I have googled this to 2022. So the man on the station is talking truth.
You're actually correct. The last time the University of Ibadan featured as one of the best top 10 universities in Africa was in 2022. It's been displaced since then, and as of now is no longer on the list. So I believe with time we also always need to update our knowledge. Are you there? Network situation. This cable where they say cotton that is safe. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Joseph Olajide. I'm calling from Surulere.
All right, Mr. Olajide, let's hear from you, sir.
I really like your program. I always listen to your program. Encourage me and give many Nigerians encouragement. But I just want to do some facts to your analysis. According to you, you said in your program nobody should use an abusive or insulting anybody. Please, you should caution by mentioning a particular somebody's name. I don't know anybody. But I just love the program. I love the way you have the analysis about the universities, about the senators, about the government in general. But we should learn to practice courses, demand respect to ourselves in this country. We don't need to just analyze a particular person that you don't know. I think they're accusing that person. All of us, we are all in Nigeria. And what you are trying to do in your station is to look the way forward. How the government is going to be better along what happened in the Kano State affected all Nigerians. So they're looking forward to correct all the issues, not to go mad at a particular person in your station. Please. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olajide, for calling all the way from Surulere. 0700 903 903 903. Voice after People 90.3 FM, and the program is The Recap. Welcome. Good evening. I can hear myself in your background. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Chiedu from Ogun State.
Welcome, Chiedu. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I want to commend you for you are doing a good job.
Thank you so much.
And the analyst in your studio. But please, I think I overheard him calling somebody idiot on the studio. That's very wrong. And I expected that you should caution him. It's not right. Even though he has all the good points he's marshalling out. With that single act, he can just destroy perception, you know what it means. So, and it can affect your studio, your organization too. So when you have analysis, if the person is going off track, right then you correct the person so that the members of the public who are listening to, we know that you are not encouraging use of assault words on radio.
Thank you. Thank you. That's done. Thank you, Chiedu, for calling all the way from Ogun State. All right, we've spoken about a lot of issues on the recap this evening. And when you do call in, please let's talk about these issues. Remy calling back all the way from Akoka. Welcome back, Remy. Good evening. Remy, can you hear me? I hope you can. Oh dear, network issues again. 0700 903.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Remy, this is so much better.
Yes. Mr. Anoski was right with the top 10 universities. The latest, people should type top 10 universities, not just top 10. Probably that's one of the caller Googled, and it's quick to attack Mr. Anoski. Though I wasn't okay with his response as well. But let people address the issue. Leave people outside, address you. Good evening.
Thank you, Remy. Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. I can hear myself in the background. Please turn down the volume on your radio set. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mr. Ben, calling from Yoba.
Welcome, Mr. Ben. Let's hear from you.
What I want you to say is that all those people who are coming now, who are tackling all these truths, did you hear them mention about the kidnapped children in Kaduna? You hear them mention about all the irregularities that is going on in this government? They are the people they are settling. They are settling them to be coming so many radio stations. One from Sulugere, one from Amuodofi, the other one from Aparangi. Oh, they don't have any feelings. People, children are in the forest now. Children are going to school are in the forest. They are not talking about anything that will benefit this country. Ijeoma, please don't allow anybody to be correcting you. You are a journalist. You are in charge of this program. Even if you are present and make mistake, nobody should call and comment about it. If you call the person off immediately, don't allow anybody to wear his opinion.
Thank you for your advice. Thank you.
You don't have to correct you. You are the one that will correct your analyst. Nobody has right. No matter whoever that person.
Well, I have, and really nobody is allowed to use abusive words on the program. I definitely will not do that. My analyst is not allowed to do that.
They are extremists.
They are the ones
the same thing that they are complaining about is what you are doing, Mr. Ben.
See, they're not complaining. I'm looking for that two other stations. It is the same thing they are tackling. If you make good point, they will be tackling everybody. Supporting every party in the government is doing. Is it good? Look at the children in the forest now. They are not talking about it. They are talking about how Nigeria will be good. As you see me, I don't belong to any political party. I am against every member of the Labour Party. Apart from people, what we want is for Nigeria to work. Look at what Tinubu is doing in this country. He just got 15 billion, give people to renovate his house. Very beautiful house. He buy yours how much? 6 billion. 3 billion naira. Tinubu used to buy 2 G wagons. Well, his wife, 1.5 billion to buy her own Land Cruiser. Look at the condition of Nigeria. People are dying. People lock the border because of the Dangote cement, so that people will not compete with Dangote. And Nigerians are dying on hunger. People are dying now on the street and
okay, Mr. Ben.
People will die. They pour their water. They will die. They will not rise up again. And now the people, all these people that are coming now, in their streets, people are dying of hunger. Children are out of school. They are tackling somebody that, look at Sanika Yode is defending. Sanika Yode after and just called a beggar. He said that he's a beggar, that if he dance for you, you give him food. And if he doesn't give him food, he will go. Sanika Yode went to Rivers the other day and he was fighting journalists. Nobody respected that man. He said he's just a man of integrity. All these people are extremists. All these people that are tackling.
Okay, Mr. Ben, I will have to let you go now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. So please come on. We're complaining about one thing and it's been done. Here is what I don't like. If you want to change the whole trajectory of the show on my head, that is not allowed. We've discussed quite a number of topics today. So if you're calling me and you're not calling to shook mouth on what we've already discussed, please just keep listening. Okay? Pardon me, but just keep listening. If you know you're not calling to actually talk about the different topics we've discussed, we talked about the defense headquarters saying the kidnapped students have been taken to locations that are difficult to get to. The Kaduna kidnapped students have been taken to locations that are difficult to get to. Is this what we should be hearing at this time? Yeah, defense headquarters, whenever you are around the military, you're supposed to feel safe and feel secure and feel like, oh, nobody can hurt me here. Nobody can actually, exert physical violence on me, because where I am right now, I'm in the midst of protectors. So why you come and tell us that they've been taken to a place where that is difficult to get to? And also we spoke on the president directing the Nigerian customs to return seized food items to their owners. What do you think about that? Also, the federal government has postponed student loan indefinitely, which brought me to the question that I've asked again and again. What about all the schools that have increased their fees? When should we expect the student loan to be launched, the scheme to be launched? We also spoke about Southern senators reviving their forum and appointing Senator Tokumbo Abiru as their chairman. The analyst in the studio said this happened because there were undertones that Northern senators wanted to impeach the Senate president. Is there any truth in this? What do you think of it as a Nigerian? You are a stakeholder in Nigeria. And finally, the one that caused problem. Recent mass abductions done by Western nations to destabilize Tinubu's government, FFK. That's former Aviation Minister Femi Fani-Kaude. These are all of the topics we have discussed today. So call me up and let's talk about these. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there? Welcome to the recap. I've picked your call. All right, give me a call back, 0700 903 903 903. If you would rather send a message to our WhatsApp platform, it is to 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
My name is Peter, calling from the Solo.
Welcome, Peter. Let's hear from you.
Okay, I want to say something, please. Is Peter Nosigan and the Palestinian that made me to be listening to this station. Once these two girls stop coming, I will stop listening to your station. And I don't want anybody to sort Mr. Darlison. All those are people collecting 5,000 from people. They should stop disturbing us in this station. Do you hear what I said?
Yes, I heard you. Thank
Hello?
you. I hear you. Yes, Mr. Peter, I hear you. We spoke about different issues today. Which one do you want to talk about?
Okay, the one I want to talk. Do you know those kidnapping people in the north? Do you know who are they?
Who are they?
People in the world kidnapping people.
Come again, sir. I didn't really get that. Don't go. All right, give me a call back 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hi, are you there? What's your name and location, please?
Hello, Choma.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Choma, good evening.
Hi. Oh dear, give me a call back 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Hello, Benji from Sule, call back, please.
Welcome, Benji. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Please, I want to say thank you so much for what you've done. I like the way you moderate your program. The thing I want to say is this. The man said they give me 2,000 naira for me to talk. And I want to ask you, check your record. Have you ever had
0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Hello, are you there? Hello, I've picked your call. Are you there? Oh dear. Give me a call back 0700 903 903 903. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Thank you. This is Allah from Sule.
What's in they happen? 0700 903 903 903. Call me up. Welcome to the recap. Good evening.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
What's your name and location, please?
My name is John. I'm calling from
John, where are you calling us from? The network situation is making it really difficult to hear you. Mr. John, where are you calling us from?
Okay. I think the network is very bad.
Yeah, you can go right ahead with your contribution, please.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, I can hear you. Please go ahead. Oh dear, give me a call back 0700 903 903 903. I think it's time for me to start taking your messages on our WhatsApp platforms and your comments on YouTube as well. Yes, you can find us. We are live on YouTube right now. Just type into your search bar VOP 903 FM, VOP 903 FM on YouTube. And you get to see what's happening in the studios live and direct. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I'm your host, and you are listening to the recap right here on Voice After People 90.3 FM. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. Are you there?
Yeah. Yes, I'm there. I'm there now. Okay, I think it's okay now. So let me hit the point. There is some words some people will use that provoke someone sometimes, more especially the analysis. They are also human beings, you know. See, there's someone in Nigeria used to use this barbaric. He cannot speak in English that word barbaric. What does that mean? My dear brother, continue the good job you are doing. We own social media. No panic. Anybody will talk, we go talk.
Mr. John, is that what you called to say?
I'm sorting the
Okay. Yeah, we actually discussed a few issues on the program today. Which one do you want to? Which one do you relate to? Which one do you want to talk about?
Okay, what I want to talk about right now is this. Number one, Gumi said that they should negotiate with a bandit. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's questioning him. Number two, they should return the goods they collected from business people, and they don't want to return it.
But that's already been done. We spoke about it here, where the president directed customs to return the goods, and they should sell it to Nigerians.
But for how many days? For how many days? Nothing is happening. Nothing. They should start sharing it again. The blood of Igbos will fight them to die again because it's Igbos money. Yes.
How did Igbos get into this now? Is it only Igbo business people that they seize their businesses?
Yes.
Was your business seized? Do you have a personal experience?
90%.
Do you have a personal experience?
It's Igbo price.
Is that not an indictment, right? That you are trying to smuggle out or export what is not allowed to be exported?
No. They give them license to import. When they import, they seize it. Okay, see what happened there. See what happened. Nobody is talking about this. Yeah. The former president built road from Nigeria to Niger. Nobody is talking about that. Now the sitting president now is opening border again from Niger to Nigeria. No one is talking about.
Shouldn't he have opened the borders though? Was it an issue that he opened the borders? We're having network situations right here, Mr. John. Give me a call back. One more call and we'll call it today right here on the program. Just one more call and we'll call it today because I need to take your messages on WhatsApp and your comments on our YouTube platforms. All right. Welcome to the recap. Good evening. You're my final caller for today. Are you there? Good evening.
Sure, ma'am.
Hi. What's your name and location, please?
Yeah, I'm Ebony. I'm calling from Germany.
Welcome, Ebony. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, please, Choma, did I hear you say they have taken the children, the school children, to the area that Nigerian army cannot reach? Is that what I heard you say?
That's according to Defense Headquarters.
You see, this is one of the reasons everybody's tired of Nigeria. If a defense headquarters can issue such a statement over our children that has been kidnapped, tell me, in Nigeria, which area in Nigeria? We know Kaduna State very well. We know Plateau State very well. We know all the states that surrendered Kaduna State. How can they take them from point one to the extent that they took them to the place where nobody can get to, where our military can never get to? What type of military do we have? What type of life is this? This is too painful. I am disappointed. I am here with my kids, but I am crying every day because of those kids there, because I know what they are going through. What is this? Please let them divide that country so that everybody will go to his or her mother's house.
Now this part we know they like Mr. Ebony. All right, you've been making a good point so far. How division take Haram now? I will not entertain any caller that's talking about division. I will not. Okay, you will not put me in trouble. It is time for me to take your comments on YouTube and your messages on our WhatsApp platforms. I've taken all the calls I'll take for this evening. No more calls. If you want to say something, go and send it on WhatsApp right now because we'll be leaving the studios in quite a few minutes. Beginning with comment on our YouTube platform, Madi P says, integrity, ego without the truth of his goodness is just, I don't understand this. Don't see the truth as an insult. That I won't accept. Madi Peace, Sister She, you are just doing your job. People are suffering it. Who can speak? Those Nigerian mentality without solutions. I can't understand. Truman Thinkwell says Fanika Ade is a disgrace in Nigeria. He's so hungry you can buy him with a loaf of bread. What happened? Joe Madwagu Nkema column says there is no way a country enmeshed in lies and deceit can make progress. Okay, moving on over to WhatsApp now. Beginning with our earliest comments, let's start from here. Chima from Sulere says, good evening, GOP and guest speaker. I seriously doubt that the kidnapped school children are not in the forest. Any effort towards an end to insecurity will be of no effect unless the terrorism sponsors are arrested and prosecuted. Take it or leave it. Chima from Sulere. Okay. Chisco says, good evening, Chisco from Ijagemo Jagajaga Road. Let's happen. Good evening, Ms. Anoske and Choma. A message to the terrorists. No amount of killings and abductions will satisfy you, in as much as you keep going after the innocent, poor and Nigerians in distress who are not responsible for your anxiety, misfortune, or inability to achieve your goals. Remember that your victims are as poor, weak and helpless in the society as yourselves. When some politically inclined and influential people manipulated your mind and chose to use you against yourselves and your fellow indigent and indefensible humans, known as divide and conquer, in order to acquire more wealth and longevity, after which they would also do away with you. Have second thoughts and let the poor have a sigh of relief. Despite the economic quagmire facing them like a death sentence before their political executioners, rather ensure that the poor are shielded before the political carnivores and fight the good fight, stop tormenting, kidnapping and killing the poor who are already at the mercy of the political cabals. You would end up fighting a losing battle by engaging in a crab bucket syndrome. Thank you. That was a message to the terrorists from Chisco, writing from Ijeoma. Thank you so much for your message, Chisco. Can you please give me link to buy grains from Customs Ogun State branch on their ongoing sales of grains as ordered by the federal government of Nigeria? I don't know about this one, sir. No vex. Good evening, crew. Olalekan from Okwoba. You can see the difference between Israel's government and army and your government and armies. You can see the zeal and determination. They didn't mix their work with politics. They're doing eye service and propaganda and hypocrisy with their citizens' lives, unlike what we have here. Okay. Good evening, Choma. Good evening, Mr. Noske. Thank you for your in-depth analysis on the challenges the Nigerians are going through. God bless you. Nigerians are in for it. All hope. Till 8 years, we are going to continue in this way. Damian from Agbara. Don't allow people. Okay. University of Ibadan is among top 10 universities in Africa. Don't allow people like the analyst to water down this station. Most of his analysis is personal. Not all of them reflect what is happening in Nigeria. Let him take it easy, although he's a little fine man. What does it even mean? And you didn't even tell me your name and where you're writing from. Okay, it is out of abundance of foolishness for anyone to say people in and outside Nigeria are sponsoring terrorism. It's like saying my legs are functioning, can I walk? A foreign country has given you names of terrorism sponsors in your country. You chose to be ignorant about that. One person said that Argentina inflation rate is over 200%. My God, and you allowed him to go to the market with such misleading information without calling hypocrisy to order. Argentina inflation rate moved from 25.5% in December, 20.6% in January, and 13.2% in February 2024. Meanwhile, Nigeria's current inflation rate is the worst that has ever happened in just 1 year. This person is old enough for this propaganda. They are the ones who collect money during election and money to call radio stations to spread lies and misinformation. Let me know your name and where you're writing from, okay? You know what? From now on, just keep your messages short and simple. Thank you. Someone was comparing Argentina to Nigeria in terms of inflation. Let me make him understand that if Nigeria inflation is genuinely computed, it's over 300%. Let him tell me any item in the market that hasn't risen by 3 times. 30% inflation rate is a joke. It is not the reflection of the reality. Gabriel from Ikoton. The president directed customs. I would like to know from Mr. Noske why terrorism thrives in Nigeria. I would like to know from Mr. Noske why terrorists and terrorism thrives in Nigeria. Udom. The president directed customs that seized food items to be returned to owners, but did not specify from when. Francis from Festac. Impropriety brings about abnormality of mind to talk anyhow. If you don't understand the word extremity, you should go to the dictionary instead of using it against the analyst in the studio. Besides, extremity is not an abusive word, it is a word of direction. Good evening, presenter and the analyst. What concerns the international community with Nigeria terrorists? In fact, the statement made by FFK does not make sense. He should look for other ways of solving terrorism in Nigeria and stop blaming the international communities. Francis from Festac. Thank you, Francis. If the Western world is behind the recent kidnappings, according to FFK, who was behind that of Chibok girls under Goodluck Jonathan regime? Nemesis is real. Destiny from Mushin. What's the nemesis about? Evening, Choma and Mr. Anosike. Kindly ask him to rate past governors in Lagos till now, from Jakonde to Sanwo-Olu. Yesterday, someone said a statement that person will build Lagos don't scatter Nigeria. 9 months of the government, it's not what we've been anticipating. Okay, I work for Nigeria, my country. Only God will help us. Kilo from Baruwa Ijesha. All right, and that is all the message we have on our WhatsApp platform right here, and also from comments on YouTube. Mr. Peter Anosike, it's been quite a program today. It really has been quite a show. So we've discussed a lot. We've talked about a lot, from the kidnapped Kaduna students whom the defense headquarters are saying they've been taken to locations that are difficult to get to the president directing the Nigerian customs to return seized food items to their owners. We also spoke about the federal government postponing student loan indefinitely, and southern senators reviving their forum. They also appointed Tokunbo Abiru, Senator Tokunbo Abiru, as their chairman. And finally, we spoke about the issue that caused the issues. The recent mass abductions is being done by Western nations to destabilize Tinubu's government. All of this, let's get your final words, as we need to go. We have only very little time left.
Well, in all that, I have one single prayer, which is, by the time we come here next Saturday, let those 287 school children and teachers be with their parents and wards. That is my wish, that is my desire, that is what I am pleading to the Nigeria security agencies. Let them do anything possible to get those children back to their parents before the next Saturday. That's my only wish. That's my only prayer.
All right then, I would say I wish and pray the same, but wishes and prayers do not walk without the will of the people who are supposed to walk the walk. We can't just talk. We have to walk the walk, and it is expedient for the Nigerian security agencies to do all that they can to secure the lives, at least the lives of Nigerians everywhere. Okay then, and I'm sincerely hoping that by the time the recap comes around in a week's time again, that those victims will have been released from captivity. My name is Ijeoma Innocent. I have been your host, and it's been the recap right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. To my analyst, Mr. Anosuke, thank you so much for coming in. Let's do this again on Saturday. As much as we always talk about what the government and what Nigeria can do for us, do the best you can in your own little corner of the world to make Nigeria better. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. The world news at 6 comes up.